Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Kerbal Space Program. We're in episode 2. Today's mission is to orbit Kerbin. We haven't done any unlocks or anything like that yet, so everything's still level 1 in terms of mission, or the Space Center. But I think it would be beneficial to us if we upgraded both the tracking station and mission control. And the reason for that is because not only are we going to be able to take on more missions at the same time in the future here, but we're also going to oh, we could do this. Nah, it's okay. It's going to let us do more missions, and it's going to let us essentially make maneuver nodes while we're trying to get to orbit, or when we're doing, lunar flybys and all that good stuff. But let's take a look at our rocket here. It's a pretty straightforward design. We just have 2 solid fuel boosters on the sides. The rest is liquid fuel engines. It's nothing super fancy. We don't have any struts, so I'm a little concerned about that. But we will see how it goes here. It's the Orbiter Mark 1, and we have all of our science stuff on here, right? We do indeed. Alright, let's go ahead and head out to the launch pad here. Should we? We've already done that. So we have thrust limiters set up to 80. We're going to do boom, boom, and boom. Yes, we are all set. So let's see how this goes. It's always a mystery in this game. So we do have fins, so we should be good in terms of not flipping over, at least immediately. We're actually going to throttle down quite a bit and let our solid fuel boosters do most of the work for us here. But without further ado, let's go ahead and launch in 3, 2, 1. We're a little bit slow coming off the launch pad, but all in all, I think it's a pretty good launch. Looks like we're kind of tilting a little bit here. Let's see if we can't right our wrong. I'm going to throttle down on the liquid fuel just a little bit. Oh. Okay. We need to tilt over the other way. We need to tilt over the other way. It may be beneficial to us here to put on the vectoring engine at the bottom. I usually just go with the Reliant, which is the non-vectoring liquid engine. We're going to drop these immediately and throttle up and see if we can't bring it back over for our gravity turn. Oh, we just have such little control for this rocket. Here we go. So in the new versions of Kerbal Space Program, you can start your gravity burn quite a bit sooner, and you kind of just follow your... Oh, there we go. Let's go ahead and throttle down and see where we're at. We have a huge apoapsis, so let's cut our thrust, and let's see if it's even feasible here. 90 and 2. Oh god, that is not great. I'm not certain this rocket is going. Oh. Alright, let's bring it on over here. We're a little bit behind where we're supposed to be burning, but it's okay. We don't have a ton of fuel. Might be able to achieve an orbit here. It's possible. We're about half fuel right now. We just need enough to get us back into the atmosphere. The atmosphere will slow us down enough for a landing. Oh gosh. It is going to be very, very close. Let's keep an eye on our fuel. Oh god, we only have 6 units left. I don't think so. Well, we may as well try for it. And we're out. So not quite an orbit. I think if we switch over to the vectoring engine on our first stage there, it'll give us a little bit more control. So I'm pretty sure I've gotten everything I can. 5 isn't really worth it. That's not worth it. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and revert it back to the vehicle assembly. These solid fuel boosters are doing most of our lifting for us on the way up, so I don't even think we really need that. Let's switch it over to the swivel. We'll save it, and we will launch one more time. The thing about this game is a lot of trial and error. Let's hit SAS, and we don't need hardly any throttle. But we do need proper staging. I did not want to go back to the Space Center. So it's just still going there, and we can't revert the flight. Well, I guess we'll just recover the vessel. So apparently you can't revert the flight if you go back to the tracking station, which kind of makes sense. We didn't really lose out on too much there. We didn't really use any of the resources. So we'll go and load the orbiter, and it should have the swivel engine, like so. We'll throw those into the same staging. Save and launch. Always check your staging. is the moral of the story there. So let's go ahead and launch. Much better. We're off the launch pad. So apparently you can start your turn around 1,500-ish meters. Looks like it's kind of curving over that way. Anyways, let's go ahead and just do a very, very, very slight turn here. We're starting to go through the thicker parts of the atmosphere here. You can see the effects happening. Start throttling up in preparation of dropping these fuel boosters, solid fuel boosters. Very nice. And we're just gonna head over to our 90-degree angle here. There we are. Let's check out where we're at so far. So our apoapsis is already at 55. We just need to be about 70. And that's going to be high enough to sustain an orbit. There we are. We'll do 75 just to give us a little bit of room there. So we got 73 to... Whoa. Let's bring her on down here. 16, 71. So that will work for us here. Yeah. So we're just gonna head on over to our maneuver node here. And we can start our burn right here. There we are. So we should have more than enough fuel here to get into a good orbit. Not a great orbit, but an orbit nonetheless. Yeah, no. So all we need is our apoapsis and our periapsis to be above 70,000 meters. And we should be good. Let's go ahead and start to slow down here. So our periapsis is above 70, so that is going to be an orbit for us. And we should see it. We do indeed. So we have the orbit Kerbin, contract complete, and a distance record of 100 kilometers. So we'll get some good funds out of that. Let's go ahead and do our crew report for nothing at all. And we should be able to do some science. Okay, we'll get 5 there. That's okay. And we'll get a little bit more there. That's all right. We'll also get science both for completing the contract as well as getting a vehicle returned from orbit around the planet. So let's go ahead and just speed up time and make sure we get credit for, in fact, orbiting the entire planet. But it looks like the next set of missions are going to be more than likely to do a Mooner flyby and then probably a Mooner landing. So we'll see what kind of parts we can unlock to make that happen for us here. But that might do it for, well, let's go ahead and land this guy before we end the episode. So all we're gonna do here is head on over to our retrograde vector. And as we burn towards it, our periapsis is going to start dropping. We just want it. Ooh, it'd be nice to not land in the water. Something like this would be really good. Let's go ahead and speed up time a little bit here just until we get into the atmosphere. Very good. And we're going to go ahead and ditch our last stage. We're going to begin the descent into the atmosphere and hope that our heat shield will do its job properly and not cause us to explode. Let's turn SAS off and just let it kind of free fall here. We're going to slow the time warp down though, for sure. Dropping so fast through the atmosphere. And it looks like everything's going pretty good for the most part. We're just about out of the thicker parts of the atmosphere here. We should be landing in this biome, which I don't think we've done a crew report or a surface sample from, or rather an EVA report from. So this should yield some good science as well. Oh man, this is doing it. So that was the other stage of our rocket over there exploding. So we're still coming down. It's still unsafe to deploy the chute. Still unsafe. get down here a little bit faster. And it is safe. So let's deploy the chute. There we are, and that's gonna slow us on. Ooh, a little bit shaky. It's gonna slow us down into a landable speed here. And we're actually pretty darn close already. There we are. So, our return from Kerbin's desert, so we will keep that data. Let us do an EVA. We'll keep that. And we can't do surface samples quite yet, so let's go ahead and just recover the vessel. Yeah, so we're going to get quite a good amount of science here. So we got about 25 from the mission itself. Oh, so we got Jebediah Kerbin to level 1. That's good. Our contracts were already completed, so we got some science, some funding from that. Let's take a look at mission control. Oh, and they're not even giving us a contract for the moon at all yet. Okay. Let's go ahead and spend some science. So, we can get into orbit fairly easily with the parts we have. But we're gonna need batteries soon. We don't really need flight control too much as of right now. We don't need aviation quite yet. I do really want struts though. Struts are going to open up quite a bit of possibilities, as well as some advanced rocketry. We're definitely going to need this for any sort of landing scenario, right? Like we absolutely can't land anywhere as of right now without this engine. But I think struts are probably going to be the next important piece of the puzzle. The thermometer would yield us more science, however. And it would give us more energy. But space tape though. Gotta have space tape. Alright, so we're gonna get struts. The next thing we're really gonna be starting to shoot for is probably going to be fuel systems for the external fuel ducts, so we can set up asparagus staging as well as get some bigger fuel tanks. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we will see you next time.